Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learning Base Academy's live class. Hope you are very well. I believe you are very well. If you can hear me, go ahead and type 1000 in the chat. Type 1000 in the chat if you can hear me. I am waiting for your response. Type 1000 in the chat if you can hear me. If you can hear me, type 1000 in the chat. Type 1000 in the chat if you can hear me. I believe you're ready for class. Okay, awesome. Yes, I can see your responses, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. Now, let's go ahead and take our self-affirmation. At Learning Base Academy, we take our self-affirmation, which makes us get better every day and in every way. I am getting better and better, wiser and wiser, smarter and smarter, stronger and stronger, greater and greater, richer and richer, healthier and healthier. I am rich in knowledge. I am the best. Okay, welcome to class, everyone. So let's go ahead and write our date. Today is Monday, 30th June, 2025. Make sure you have your book and your pen with you. Don't come and watch, come and learn. Get your book and your pen and let's learn. All right, I can see your responses, everyone. Let me see those who are in class. Timileyin is in class. Onyekachi is in class. Damilola is in class. Manuela Ede, Stephen, Prince Topher, Deborah, Bernice. Praise, you are all welcome to class. So anytime you're typing responses in the chat, make sure you type your name beside your answers or your response. Marie Claire, welcome to class. All right, so the first thing we want to do is to go through quantitative reasoning. Please only type when I ask you to type in the chat. If I don't ask you to type in the chat, don't chat. Don't type. So these are the examples of quantitative reasoning. Let us solve, let's study them together. Then we find out the numbers that are showing on the diagrams. Please start writing, no more typing. So I have three diagrams. The first one, that's example A, 3381. We need to figure out all the numbers. We need to figure out all the numbers. 2, 1, 4. So how can we figure out 81, 1, and 4? So like I said, we have sample A, example B, and example C. Now in the chart, tell me how we can get 81 in our example A. How can we get 81 in example A? It's time for us to think logically. It is thinking time. Thinking time, everyone. How can we get 81 in example A? Make sure you explain how we can get 81. Ensure you are thinking while you're writing, you're thinking about how we can get the numbers that are below. Any method that works for example A must work for example B and must work for example C. So let everybody think. Let's think, let's think. If the boys can think fast, I think the boys will have some stars. And if the girls think faster than the girls will have some stars. So are we good? Think and type in the chat how to figure out 81. The puppy with a Berechi, bold find. Make sure you're paying attention. Bolo Fide, Pay attention and tell us how we can figure out. Okay, fantastic. Destiny, I can see your response. Amazing. Yes, 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 yes. Yetimileyin Aremu, good job, good job. I have smart students at Learning Base Academy. Duke, how did you get your 9? You have to explain to us how to figure out how you got that 9. All right, you did not type it there. You have to explain how to get it. Eberechi, Eberechi, Bolofide, type properly. A plus B is not showing in our example. All right, A plus B is not showing in our example, so make sure you type the real thing. If you don't have an answer, do not type in the chat. Okay, make sure you type your name also. Type your name when you're typing. Praise, good job. Good job to Praise. Praise also did a good job. That's awesome. Somebody said square root of 9. There is no square root in what we are doing. Square root is not working for example A, B, and C. So we cannot use square root. Emanuela, good job. Good job. I love that. Emmanuel, good job. Good job. Yes, we are all thinking now. I can see your answers. Adeyemi Akorede, good job. Good job. Deborah, let's see yours. Good job. Good job. Amazing. Always type your name, all right? Zikora, good job. Good job. Yes, yes, yes. Let them keep them coming in. Zikora has deleted her answer again. All right. Maria, you made a mistake. Please check. 3 times 3 is not 81. Okay, now let's all do it together. Let's figure out 81. In sample A, to get 81, it is 3 times 3. The numbers above will give us 9. And the square of 9 will give us 9 times 9, which is equal to 81. Let's apply the same method to example B. 1 times 1 equals 1, and the square of 1, which means 1 times 1, will give us 1. All right, letter C. 2 times 1 is 2, and the square of 2 means 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. That is how to get the numbers below. Now, how do we get the numbers above? This is how to get the numbers above. Okay, so how do we figure out, let's say the number 3 that is on the left side, on the right side rather, the numbers on the right side, how do we figure them out? It is the square root of the number below divided by the other number. So the square root of 81 is 9, and 9 divided by 3 will give us 3. Same goes for letter B. The square root of 1 over 1. Square root of 1 is 1, and 1 divided by 1 is equal to 1. For letter C, same goes. The square root of 4 divided by 2. Square root of 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. All right, so how do we figure out the number on the left side? The number on the left side. Okay, so to get the number on the left side, we have the square root of 81 divided by 3 that is on the right. So square root of 81 is 9, and 9 divided by 3 will give us 3. Please move along with me. Move along with me. All right. Awesome. I can see all your responses. Good job. Good job, everyone. Okay, so the next one, square root of 1 divided by 1 will give us 1 over 1, and that will still give us 1. Now let us see. The square root of 4 divided by 1. Square root of 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 1 will give us 2. So this is how to figure out these numbers. Now please write what you can see on my screen quickly, and let's do this. Now do these. Write the diagram, write the workings, everyone. Enough of typing. Let's move on to exercise. You have just 60 seconds to finish copying what is on my screen. Thank you, Timileyin Aremu. Good job. Good job. Emanuela Ede or Ede. Good job. Praise. Good job. Peace. Good job. Amira Raimi. Good job. Pascal. Good job. Praise Olayinka. Good job. Prince Sofa. Good job. Good job. Daniel. Benis. Timileyin Aremu, Deborah, awesome. Stephen, praise. Maria Claire, good job. Deborah, Adeyemi Akorede, Emmanuel, Emanuela Ede, Destiny, Damilola. Yes, I've mentioned everybody's name. That was good attempt. All right, once you're done writing what I have on the screen, please type done in the chat. If you're done writing, type done in the chat. Everyone, type done in the chat. Once you are done writing, type done in the chat. Yes, good, 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 good. Okay, virtually everybody is done. All right, so let's move on. So we want to solve some questions together. Now, number one, draw your diagram. Make sure you properly draw your diagram. So I'll have question one, question two, question three. So we are going to figure out the missing numbers. Two right here, nothing on the right side, and 16 below. Number two, nothing on the left side, 2 on the right, and 64 below. Number three, we have 3 on the left side, 0 on the right, and nothing below. Okay, so let us start. I believe you are already thinking about this. Good job, good students. Thank you for paying attention. That's what I want. All right, so let's do this together. Or I'm going to count down 10 to 0. Let me see those who will win this game. I'm making it a game. Question one. I'm going to count down 10 to 0. You're going to tell me the answer to question one. When you're typing your answer, type your name, type your gender. All right, whether you're a boy or a girl, make sure you type boy. If my name is Clara and my answer is 4, I will type 4. Clara, girl. All right, so let's see if the boys or the girls will win. Question one. Let's see who's going to win. Are you ready? Have you gotten your answer to question one? Type your answer in the chat. At the countdown of 10, I'll close the chat. If you are a boy, type boy when you're posting your answer and your name. If you are a girl, type girl when you're posting your answer and your name. Let's go. 10, 9. What is the answer to only number 1? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I'm closing the chat shortly. 1. Type your answer and your name. 0. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm closing the chat. All right, now let's do it together so we can know those who got the answer right. Okay, now question 1, we have to figure out the number on the right side. Okay, so like I said, you take the square root of the number below and divide it by one of the numbers above. The square root of 16 is 4, which means 4 times 4. So 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the answer to question 1 is 2. Let's see who wins. Let's see who wins, whether boys or girls. Similarly, I remove girl. Correct. She got 2. She typed in 2. Let's look for somebody who typed in 2 again. Emmanuel, Josufia Yokumi, why didn't you put boy? Bello, boy, that's another boy. Okay, laughter, boy. The boys are taking over. Praise, boy. Oh my God, where are my girls? Zikora, girl. Oh God, the boys won the first question. We had 4 boys and 2 girls. So this next one, please type in your answer quickly, all right? So I'm going to open the chat and I'll count down from 10 to 0. Type in the correct answer to number 2. I'm counting down. 10, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, I'm closing the chat. I'm closing the chat. Thank you for posting. So let's see whose answer is correct. So the first thing we are going to do is to do the corrections together. Question 2, the square root of 64 divided by 2. 8 is the square root of 64. When we divide by 2, our answer is 4. So the answer to question 2 is 4. Let's see who will win this. Praise, boy. Oh, Praise's answer is, yes, correct. 4. Followed by Similarly Aremu, girl. Okay. Followed by Praise, boy. Emmanuel, male. Followed by Jesufia Yokumi. Followed by Bello. Boy again. Girls, where are you? Daniel, boy. Stephen, boy. Laughter. Laughter too is a boy. Where are my girls? Praise did not tell us whether the boy or a girl. All right, so we have only one girl who posted, and we have how many boys? 7 boys. Where are my girls today? Where have they gone? All right, now let's go on to number 3. Question 3. I'm counting down 10 to 0. Post your answer in the chat. 10, 10, 9, 8. Post your answer in the chat. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. So let's see those who got the answer right. Let's see those who got the answer right. So let's do it together. We have to multiply the two numbers together. So 3 times 0 is 0. And so what would be the square of 0? All right, so the square of 0, 0 raised to power 2, that's 0 times 0. Our answer is 0. So the answer to question 3 is 0. Okay, Abdul Warid's boy, correct? Followed by Prince Topher, boy, correct? Followed by Zikora, girl, correct? Pascal, boy. Daniel Munachimso, girl. Ah, thank God. Deborah, your answer is not correct. Oh my God, only 3 boys and 2 girls got the answer right. This quantitative reasoning is simple if you listen while I was explaining. Now I'm giving you just 1 minute. Write down these questions. Write them down in your exercise book now. Once you're done writing, please type done in the chat and let's move on to mathematics. Once you're done writing, please type done in the chat and let's move on to mathematics. Please be as fast as possible. Be as fast as possible so we can move on to maths. Once you're done writing, type done in the chat. All right, everyone. I hope you're done. Now let's move on to mathematics. Thank you for paying attention in class. It is time for us to solve general math questions as I believe that everyone is starting exam very soon. So, time for general math questions. General math questions number one. Make sure you write very fast. Be as fast as possible. Now that we want to solve general math question, I want everybody to pay attention, right? If you can hear me again, please post 10 in the chat. Type 10 in the chat if you can hear me. Type 10 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, thank you for posting 10. Now let's look at the screen. Number one, Tony. Sorry, number one, we are all writing the question. A bottle of wine costs 120 naira. How many bottles? Please pay attention. Right. Stop posting emojis. Stop posting emojis. Fola Oshipiton. Don't post emojis. Ada Obi Violet. Pay attention to my screen and write them down in your book. How many bottles can one buy? How many bottles can one buy from 1,000 naira? All right. So let's look at the question again. A bottle of wine costs 120 naira. How many bottles can one buy from 1,000 naira? Now we have options. A, 1, B, 8, C, 9, D, 10, and E, 12. That is how many 120 naira can we get from 1,000 naira? That's the meaning. All right. So in essence, we are going to divide 1,000 naira by 120 naira, and that will give us the number of bottles that we can buy. Are you paying attention? I believe so. Now, naira cancels naira. Zero from 120 cancels the zero above from 1,000. Then we are left with 100 all over 12. So how many 12s are we going to get from 100? Fola Oshikpiton, do not type emojis again. You know, this replay will be available and your name will always pop up. So that's pupil with that name. That's Ayodeji. Please stop typing emojis. All right, so now how many 12s are we going to get in 100? Okay, if we divide, let's reduce to the lowest term. 2 goes into 12, that is 6, and 2 goes into 100, that is 50. 2 can divide 50 and 6. 2 goes into 6, that is 3, and 2 goes into 50, that's 25. Now we have 25 over 3. How many times will 3 divide 25? That is 8 whole number. Then we have a remainder of 1 over 3, because 3 times 8 is 24, and 24 plus 1 is 25. All right, so from our question, or from the options given to us, all right, so what can we see? Very close to 8 whole number 1 over 3. Our answer is option B. So the answer to this question, we can only buy 8 bottles of wine costing 120 naira from 1,000 naira, which means we are going to have change. If you multiply that 8 by 120 naira, we are going to get 960 naira. We are going to get 960. So from 1,000 naira, we are going to have a change of 40 naira. So we can only buy 8 bottles. All right. So the answer is 8. Moving on to question 2, make sure you write down question 1. For those who are my serious students, I know you have already written question 1. Let us move on to question 2. If 5 ratio 14 is expressed in the form of 1:n, find the value of n. Find the value of n. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. All right. Number 2, if 5 ratio 14, that is 5 is to 14, is expressed in the form of 1 ratio 10, 1 ratio n, that is equal to 1 is to n. Find the value of n. Let's find the value of n. Now, whenever we want to find the missing ratio, express as fraction, all right? Express as fraction. So 5 is to 14 will be written as 5 over 14. That is the fraction of the ratio. Expressing the ratio as fraction, because ratio and fraction go together. Then equals, since you have expressed the first ratio as fraction, express the other one as fraction, 1 over n. Now, when you have fraction on the left and fraction on the right as an equation, the easiest thing to do is to cross multiply. Everybody type cross multiply in the chat. Let me know you are following me. Cross multiply. This is what we call cross multiplication. If you are following, type cross multiply in the chat. Type cross multiply in the chat quickly. When you have fraction on the left and fraction on the right with an equation or with an unknown value, multiply to be able to value. Type cross multiply if you are following me. Type cross multiply. Thank you. Thank you. Bello Abdulwarit. Thank you for typing that. It means you're following. Timileyin Aremu. Thank you for typing that. It means you're following. The pupil with Yetunde Okeyomi. Thank you for following. All right. Followed by Deborah Girl. Thank you for following. Praise Olayinka. Yes. Timileyin Aremu. Patricia, yes, I can see your response. The pupil with Violet Adalbi, I can see your response. Ebuka, cross multiply. Thank you for showing that sign. the pupil with Bolofinde Eberechi. All right. Steven, Zikora, Balkis, thank you for typing cross multiply. Bernice, thank you for typing cross multiply. Good job, everyone. So we cross multiply when we have a fraction on the left and the right with an unknown value. Now let us cross multiply. That means 5 will be multiplied by n. So we are going to have 5 times n equals 1 times 14. So we have cross multiplied. Now, for us to find the value of n, we have to divide both sides by 5 because 5 is being multiplied by n and we need n to stand alone. We need to move 5 away from there. So for us to move 5 away from the left side, we have to do the opposite of what 5 is doing. 5 is multiplying and the opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide both sides by 5. So after that, you can write divide both sides by 5. So I'll continue right above here. So right here we have 5 times n divided by 5 equals 1 times 14 divided by 5. 5 divides 5, we have 1. Now, 14 times 1 will give 14 divided by 5. 5 goes into 14, or 14 divided by 5, that is 2. Because that will give us 10, we have a remainder of 4. Can 5 goes into 4? No. Place a decimal point beside 2 and put 0 beside that remainder, which is 4. Makes it 40. 5 goes into 40, we have 8. So write down 8 without a remainder. Now our answer is 2.8. From the options given, the correct answer is option B. Write what you have on my screen. Once you're done writing, type done in the chat. I'm moving on to question 3 without waiting. Let's move on to question 3. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Balkis, you can come and attend the replay here, all right? Because if I repeat it, it's like I'm repeating and repeating. Come back after the class, come and attend the replay, so you're having the class again. So that's the me explaining again, all right? Because of our time. Make sure you come back and watch this video again, over and over. Okay, so laughter is done, Deborah is done, Destiny is done, Okay, Yomi is done, or Okay, Yomi. Praise is done, Emmanuel is done, Pascal is done, Deborah is done, Adaobi Williams. Adaobi is done, Williams is done, Sarat is done. All right, so let's solve question 3. Question 3 says, which of these numbers is a perfect cube? Which of these numbers is a perfect cube? What is a perfect cube? A perfect cube is like you're having a perfect square. A perfect square is a number who has an exact square root, okay? Whose square root is a whole number. Example of perfect square is 4 because we can find the square root of 4, which is 2. So that makes 4 a perfect square. Now, when we say a perfect cube, that's the number whose exact cube, okay, whose exact cube root is a whole number. Perfect cube is a number whose exact cube root is a whole number. If you haven't heard of cube root before, don't worry. One of these days, you're going to treat that topic. All right, so this is what we mean by cube roots. You have the square root sign and 3 on the left side of it, so we call this cube root. So if you look at it very well, 9 is a perfect square because the square root of 9 is 3. It is not a perfect cube. Perfect cube is that number in which you get when you multiply a number by itself 3 times. Like 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. All right. So 27, for example, is a perfect cube. 27 is a perfect cube. All right. Now, which of these numbers in number 3 is a perfect cube? 36 is a perfect square. You're going to multiply a number by itself twice to get 36. So 36 is not a perfect cube. 49 is a perfect square, not a perfect cube. Because when you multiply 7 by itself, you get 49. So what do we mean by perfect cube? Is the result gotten when a number is multiplied by itself 3 times. 144 is a perfect square because you can only multiply 12 by 12 as a number by itself to get 144. All right. Now, what about 216? 216 is a perfect cube. So this is our answer. You may ask me why. Now let us check if it's a perfect cube truly, because that is it. Divide that number until you are unable to divide again by prime numbers. And you must divide by a prime number. A prime number is a number that can be divided by only one and itself. So a prime number does not have factors except for one and itself. Example of prime number is 2, 3, 5. You see that these numbers don't have any factor except itself and 1. Now let's divide by prime number. 2 will divide. 2 goes into 21, that's 10, remainder 1. 1 besides 6, that's 16. 2 goes into 16, that's 8. 2 goes into 108, we have 54. 2 goes into 54, we have 27. Now 3 will divide. 3 goes into 27, we have 9. 3 will divide. 3 goes into 9, that is 3. And 3 will still divide. 3 goes into 3, that is 1. Now, how do we get the cube? All right, now the cube root of 216 is the same as you writing it or breaking it down as cube root. You have all the divisors 1, 2, 3. 2 times 2 times 2 times the rest 3 times 3 times 3. Now you want to get the cube root of 216. You group these in threes. That's the meaning of you finding the cube roots, because cube means raised to power 3. So group these numbers or these numbers in threes. 1, 2, 3. The same numbers in one bracket, but make sure they are 3 of the same kind. The next 1, 2, 3. Put them in a bracket of the same kind. Now in the first bracket, we have 2. Bring out only 1 from the first bracket, which is 2. Times, bring out only 1 in the second bracket, which is 3. Multiply both by each other. 2 times 3 is 6. So you can see that the cube root of 216 is 6, which means if you multiply 6 by itself 3 times, we are going to get 216. That is why 6 is the cube root of 216. If you're following me, type the cube root of 216 in the chat. What is the cube root of 216? I'm going to give you 5 points if you get it right. What is the cube root of 216? Type it in the chat. Type your name. Type your gender. Now, Thompson, the pupil with Thompson, Teremba, answer my question now. What is the cube root of 216? Type it in the chat. The pupil whose name shows Oluwakemi root Oluwashogo, type your answer in the chat now. Balikis, 2 is a prime number because 2 has no factor except itself and 1. All right, any number that no other number can divide. is a prime number. No number can divide 2. 4 cannot divide 2. 3 cannot divide 2. So 2 is a prime number. I hope you understand. I think we are going to revise prime factors, highest common factor, so that everybody can understand. Others were just chatting, they were not paying attention. Now, type the cube root of 216 in the chat. You get it right, you get 5 points. What is the cube root of 216? If you don't post your name and your gender, no score. Patricia, girl, correct. Followed by Balkis, correct. Followed by Abdulwarit, correct. Correct. If you can't see your response in the chat again, it means you have been blocked, and that means you should pay more attention than typing. Michelle, correct. Abraham, boy, correct. You have 5 points. If I've mentioned your name, you have 5 points. Stephen, correct. Destiny, correct. Emmanuel, correct. 5 points. Evziba, Emmanuel, correct. Theophilus, correct. Ebuka, correct. Ayodeji, Deborah, Amira, Raimi, Pascal, correct. Praise Olayinka, correct. Stephen, correct. Goodness Okolo, your answer is not correct. For typing the wrong thing and negative statements in the comment section, you have no score in this class. Please make sure you excuse yourself from this class. That's Pupil with Goodness Okolo. All right, all right, perfect, everyone. Okay, that's good. Now let's solve one more question. The cube root of 216 is 6. So a perfect cube is 216. Now let's move on to question 4. Let's move on to question 4. Make sure you're writing if t plus 1 is equal to 9. What is the square of t? The square of t plus 6. If t plus 1 equals 9, what is the square of t plus 6? Just pay attention, everyone. Now, t plus 1 is equal to 9. We need to solve this equation first before we solve this expression. We need to solve the equation first before we simplify this expression. So t plus 1 equals 9. Let's find the value of t. Plus 1 will be moved to the right side. It will become minus 1. So t is equal to 9 minus 1. T is equal to 8. Now we are done with this. Let us simplify the expression, which is t squared plus 6. T is 8. So that means 8 squared plus 6. 8 squared means 8 times 8 plus 6. That's equal to 64 plus 6, and the answer is 70. So that is the correct answer. Write what you have on my screen now at the count of 12. I'm counting down 12. Once I'm done counting down, my screen will go off. Now, 12. Copy what I have on the screen. 11. Be as fast as possible. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And 0. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Subjects. We're going to have coding. We're going to have animation. We're going to have graphic design. For your elder ones who are in SS classes, tell them they are going to treat website development and video editing. Make sure you come to class for maths, English language, quantitative, verbal, basic science, and more subjects. I hope you enjoy the class. Thank you all. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.